we must deal with today is that somehow in American culture, and it has become part of African American culture, we glorify the young and the new only because it's young and new, not necessarily because it's better and innovative. Youth is not an achievement. Bragging about you young is not based on merit. You were just born last. It's what you do with youth that will determine your merit and your value. So as you are graduates, as you graduate, as you become the class of 2012, you face an interesting time. And you should collectively and then individually come to terms with these times. To just talk about the class of 48 and Dr. King, and you not confront the reality of 2012, is to make a mockery of those ahead of you. What made Morehouse men great wasn't you just becoming that. And hopefully you will not behave in a way that will diminish that. So here we are in a very interesting time. The debate in this country over our right to vote. Here we are after the Voting Rights Act, and they're imposing ways to suppress the vote. We're debating in the most stable nation in the world, despite its economic challenges, whether we can even afford to keep Medicaid and Medicare for the old or for the needy. We are debating people's rights and afraid to discuss our own rights. It seems amazing to me that in the midst of all of this, we have shown such little capacity to organize and move forward. You realize Dr. King and Dr. Abernathy and others organized this country and got us the Civil Rights Act 64 and Voting Rights Act of 65, rewrote the American judicial order, changed the legislative agenda, and never had a fax machine. They changed the most powerful nation in the world, opened doors for your parents and you, and did it on rotary phones. You come in the generation of social networking. Cell phones, Blackberries, Twitter, laptop in every room, 50 different ways to communicate, and ain't got nothing to say. How do people who barely had a television, had one phone in the house, but could organize a whole generation, and you got 5 different ways to communicate and can't get 5 Negroes together to do nothing? How do we get caught in debates that have no meaning? 2 generations ago, we fight for the right to vote. 2 generations later, you have a black president and a black attorney general, and you look for excuses not to support them. Black preachers who used to lead the marches and used to go to jails, falling out with the president over him saying people have the right to engage in marriage if they're the same sex. Now, you can have whatever view you want, but at least let's be honest about it. They already had the right for same-sex marriage in 9 states. And black preachers that are criticizing Obama didn't criticize those governors. Well, Rev.Al, marriage is religious and sacred. It is to those of us that are religious. But folk had a right not to be religious. And marriage is also civil. If you don't believe it, when you get a divorce, you don't go to the pastor, you go to the judge. And Rev. Moss, for those of our colleagues in the ministry that are so adamantly opposed to this, to the point where they're saying they can't vote for the president, I suggest they go to their church tomorrow morning and ask every homosexual in the congregation to stand . Have them come to the front, refund them all their tithes and offerings. If you're going to be about something, be about it. If you're not going to be about it, then shut up and let us go on to the next thing. You come at a confusing time. We have developed enough in this country where we can put a black family in the White House, but can't even walk a black teenager through a gated community in Sanford, Florida. Where the top 1% of the country controls so much of the wealth, and where people are demonized for being poor. This is the time